Coming up on this next episode of Outlook TV, Montreal's MX Fierte.
ZZ Theatre's Dead People's Thing.
Rubbout 2019, Illuminate. And much, much more. Hello and welcome to Outlook TV. I'm Rebecca Wyman.
And I'm Robert Mackay, and you're the lucky ones watching the Queer Magazine news show that brings you the stories that matter the most from coast to coast.
We're going to kick it off in Montreal with MX Fierte.
Ooh, we're really mixing up all the languages now, aren't we? It seems that Ollie had the story.
The biggest drag queen contest in Canada, Mix Fierte, is happening every single Wednesday at Cabaret Mado in Montreal. Today I'm sitting down with a hostess with the mostess, Rita Baga, and she's going to tell us all about what this contest involves.
It's the 5th week of our very big and large and funky drag contest. It's the biggest we have in Canada, and we're really excited. There's over $10,000 of prizes to win. The person who will be the champion will have $2,000 cash. She, he, they will be traveling to Greece to perform. And that person will have their own float in Montreal Prize Parade, which is on August 18. And yes, there's plenty of prizes to win. It's very exciting. It's our biggest year so far. It's the 3rd edition and it's our biggest year.
Who can apply to be in Mix Fierte contest?
Anyone. It could be a beginner to a legendary queen as well. Anyone who is willing to participate, and we have encouraged all the different types of drag to apply to be in the contest, and we never said no, so everyone was welcome to participate, and it shows because this year we have so much diversity.
Who judges the contest?
One permanent judge, her name is Nana. She's a legendary queen from Montreal, and that's a cute word to say she's old and bitter. And we also have 2 different judges every week. We have hairdressers, we have designers, costume makers, we have dancers. It's mostly people surrounding the drag community.
Titled Mix Fierte for Montreal Pride. What does it represent?
That person will be busy because we're going to make sure that person will travel a lot to represent our pride in Toronto, in New York, in other American cities. It's a good way to showcase Montreal because we have a large drag community here, and we are also looking for a person that is very comfortable to speak with all the issues, all the language belonging / associated with our community.
Make sure to catch the winner of Mix Fierte on a Pride float this summer at Montreal Pride. For Outlook TV, this is Ollie in Montreal.
Connie went back to school at Seycove Secondary in Deep Cove.
And she was done up for International Day of Pink and was covered in more pink and lace than my bedroom.
Isn't she always dressed up in all pink and lace? Just like your bedroom?
It's the dream, really. We're both living it.
Oh, hi, kittens. It's your intrepid reporter, the unstoppable Connie Smudge, reporting right here from deepest, dark, deepest, deep cove here at Seycove, fabulous secondary school. This is our 2nd or 3rd time here. It's Pink T-shirt Day, my darlings, and I'm back in School District 44 to spread some love. And it's all about inclusivity and diversity, and we got a couple of surprises down the road, too. So stick with us. I've got things to show you. It's going to be a great day.
Today is International Day of Pink, and we are honoring and celebrating history makers, trailblazers in Canada who've kind of been left out of Canadians' culture and our curriculum and our textbooks. And we want to shed light to some of the really important stories that have been happening. We've partnered with the Canadian Centre for Gender and Sexual Diversity.
Being a residential school survivor, you know, it wasn't easy growing up in the 60s as a gay Aboriginal man.
Yeah.
It was challenging. The sexual abuse that happened in residential school continued when we came home, right?
Seycove in downtown Deep Cove is a trailblazer when it comes to LGBTQ issues.
100%, yeah.
They had their first Gay Straight Alliance in 2006,
Yep.
and they've done many, many events. The students themselves are an inspiration, I think.
Yeah, I mean, this is amazing, Connie. I mean, to see the kind of celebration of diversity, not just acceptance. Tolerance, forget it,
Yeah.
right? I mean, we celebrate, and Seycove is all about celebrations. And in Canada, we still got challenges. I mean, I can't give blood. I'm a gay man.
I want to be human, not a sexuality to deprecate. Look at me here. I am genuine. I am real.
I have a lot of passion behind all this like LGBTQ activism and everything about that. Yeah, everyone should be able to belong. As a queer person myself, I have struggled a little.
It was really special because I'm part of the GSA, and so putting this together and getting to this point has been a lot of work, and just seeing everybody's hard work was really cool. It's just special to see the school come together.
What did you take from today?
I honestly just really loved how much awareness our school wants to bring, and just how accepting everyone is, and that they just, yeah.
I see you got a pretty fabulous music program here.
Yeah, they're amazing. It's great to have everybody just come together and show support for something that is so important.
Well, my kittens, that is one International Pink Day all done, but I want you to remember to think about the things that you've learned today every day of the year. I am still your intrepid reporter reporting for Outlook TV. This is Connie Smudge.
It's time for us to take a little break.
Time for us to do our vocal warm-ups. Fa 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 fee 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 fa 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 no 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 no.
No.
I'm doing it.
Hello everyone, this is Jean-Nicolas Beuz. I'm the UNHCR, the UN Refugee Agency representative here in Canada. And I'm absolutely delighted tonight to be with Outlook TV to speak about a cause which I think will resonate with many of you, LGBTQ refugees.
Welcome back. You're watching Outlook TV.
Up next, we're going to dawdle on over to the Roundhouse, where we're going to see the International Reel2Real Film Festival. What happened there?
Oh, there was a film, Beauty. It was about 5 trans youth, and we got to interview one of them.
Ooh, we're getting deep and intimate. Let's see that.
Hi viewers, we're here at the Reel2Real Youth Film Festival, and we're going to talk to the people that made Beauty. Now this film was voted most inspirational by the youth jury. Let's go check it out.
Everybody's trying to be like everybody else, and everybody's ended up copying somebody. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Beauty is a film that follows the lives of 5 children, each at a different place on the gender spectrum. So they self-identify either as gender fluid or as gender non-conforming, through trans, all the way to just non-binary, and I'm not going to make that choice.
What sort of trials and tribulations did you run into working with 5 diverse trans kids?
There's truth to that adage, never shoot kids and animals, right? So I certainly had some of those kind of just attention trials, honestly. You know, the youngest kid was 7 when we started shooting, and he just, wanted to go and play or do something else, or we've talked enough, I really don't feel like talking. And, so I had to really actively play with him.
To add that voice kind of either makes everyone believe that I'm they don't know what I am.
The lead animator was Sichi Chu, and the animator was Elisa Chi, and they did beautiful work.
So we went out and got me some dresses, nightgowns, hair barrettes, tights. We got pink shirts. We got all this girl stuff. It was so fun.
Participating in this film was actually really easy, and I had a lot of fun doing it. Working with Christina and all the other filmmakers was incredible, and I had such a good time, and it's an experience that I'm never going to forget.
It made me feel so free.
The metaphor was that mermaids live in 2 worlds. They live partly in the human world and partly in the ocean world. And that's kind of how I felt like in my transition, and kind of like I do now. I'm part of the boy world, but I'm also part of the girl world. And at the time of my transition, I sort of had to decide between the 2.
What would you say to other trans youth that are questioning?
I would just say to trust your heart and your gut and surround yourself with people who support you and not people who are going to bring you down, because the support that I got from my family and friends and people who I found in the community who were there for me is what pushed me along my journey and has brought me to the point where I am today, where I can speak publicly on TV and be an advocate for people who don't feel that they have a voice. So I'm really grateful to everyone who supported me and accepted me along my journey.
I told them that I was a 100% girl.
Enjoy the film. We worked really hard on it, and I'm super proud of the outcome and the work that everyone did, and I can't wait for everybody to see it.
This has been John Crossan with OutlookTV, and I just saw Beauty at the Reel2Real Youth Film Festival, and it was great.
Let's head out to Surrey now and check out their crowns and their gowns.
We get to see how the royalty gained their regalia. So, how did that happen?
I don't know, but I think they have a fundraiser for their gowns and their crowns.
Oh, it's all coming together now. Let's see what that's about, because I'm losing words.
We're at the Turf Hotel in Surrey, BC. Tonight, it's Crowns and Gowns, a fundraiser for regalia for the upcoming Emperor and Empress of the Ipama Court. Let's go find out who the entertainers are and who the candidates for the next reign is.
Crowns and Gowns is traditionally an event that the court's been doing for 14 years since it was incepted, and it is a fundraiser to raise money for regalia and of course our charity. So it's a combined thing, so that it costs for pins and crowns and stuff every year, so to keep the upkeep of like the royal robes. So we have a kind of a little slip account that we can do that for. I believe also in doing what is called noble deeds. And it's not really part of our stature, it's kind of one of my personal goals as being Empress 14, is that, I've gone and visited like sick friends of our community in the hospital while in drag. Just to let them know, because sometimes it's pretty lonely at the hospital, and if your family and friends are not close or near, just have a friendly face. And I always carried like lollipops in my purse, so I would give all the patients like lollipops.
And tonight we introduce the candidates or aspirants to the throne for next year. Our coronation is May the 18th. So it's to build up to that. So as of tonight we can say, hey, I'm running for Empress of Surrey. So hopefully I'll be the 15th Empress of Surrey.
It's Pride 20, so we're trying to bring the whole community together, and the work that the last year's monarchs did was rebuilding the community, and we've been a part of that rebuilding, so it felt natural for the two of us just to continue and keep the energy alive. We've been dancing around the city, and we lost the last venue we have because it closed down, and it was also a very unsafe place for the LGBT community. So the owners of the White Horse Lounge approached me about 6 or 8 months ago wanting to know if I'd be interested. So we're now absolutely in partnership with the White Horse Lounge and the owner Robin, who has dedicated this bar to the LGBT community.
I could tell you what I've done.
And this is Sister Fancy Pants in Surrey, BC for Outlook TV.
Now let's check in with Rainbow Refugee,
where in attendance the Canadian UN High Commissioner was present.
Very prestigious.
Yes. Angus has the story on this prestigious occasion.
We're at the Listel Hotel in downtown Vancouver, where the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees representative in Canada is giving a special presentation tonight on behalf of the Loud Business Foundation, Rainbow Refugee, and Foundation of Hope. Let's go meet him.
We're just gathering a lot of people who have interest and ability to help refugees from around the world. So originally, the UNHCR contacted Loud Business, the Gay and Lesbian Business Association of BC, about how they could have more impact here in BC.
We're an organization that's been Vancouver-based since 2001, and we create protection and safety for local refugees who are navigating the refugee process. We also encourage sponsorship of LGBTQ refugees across Canada. So we've worked with organizations and partners from Halifax to Moose Jaw to Nanaimo.
And created a volunteer organization to raise funds and specifically allocate them towards two streams, one that directs towards sponsorship of LGBT refugees to come to Canada, and then one that enables Canadian charities to create programs that help with the integration of them as newcomers.
In Lebanon, in Beirut, we had a group of LGBTQ refugees, Syrian, Iraqi, Palestinian, Jordanian, and one of the main things they were telling us is that they get abused all the time. The landlord is abusing them because they know that they are in a vulnerable situation. They cannot complain to the police. A number of them had only a choice, prostitution in the bathhouse, in the hammam, as a way to survive. A number of them, transgender, were saying the identity that I have doesn't match with the face I now have. How can I function and be recognized in this society? So we had organized those LGBTQ refugees to empower them in saying, you need to protect yourself. And ultimately, we need to give them the means to go back to university, to change their identity, on legally speaking, but also for those who are the most vulnerable, to say, okay, that's not going to be a solution here. And that's why we are very pleased to partner with Refugee Rainbow here in Vancouver, because we have here a community which is ready to stand up for those people and say, let's bring them here. We are ready to sponsor them, to give them a chance to hold their hands during 1 year, and then they will be a member of our thriving LGBTQ community in Vancouver and in other parts of the country. And ultimately, we try to convince the Canadian people that refugees are a good addition to the economy, to the society, to the culture of this country, which is not a given anymore because we see a rise of populist and xenophobic rhetorics.
For Outlook TV, this is Angus Pratt at the Listel Hotel in downtown Vancouver.
It's time for us to take a little break.
Rebecca and I are going to do our calisthenics.
No, Robert's going to do his calisthenics.
Hi, this is Alan. I'm Mr. San Francisco Rubber 2019, and I'm just doing a shout out to all of you at home on Outlook TV.
Welcome back. You're watching Outlook TV.
You know, Rebecca, the kind of people who have a lot of things they don't need?
Dead people?
Dead people. ZZ Theatre put on Dead People's Things. Sounds crazy, but I want to see it.
I totally do too.
ZZ Theatre is presenting Dead People's Things Studio 16 here in Vancouver. The play, written by Dave DeVoe and directed by Cameron McKenzie, talks about Phyllis, who inherits a house given by her estranged older aunt. We spoke with Dave DeVoe about this production a few days ago. Let's check it out.
Yeah, maybe. And it'll reference the coffin, a cherry theme.
In Dead People's Things, a woman named Phyllis inherits a house from her aunt who she doesn't remember. She was a distant relative. And so she's forced to sort of drop everything and sift through this house and all of her aunt's belongings and start getting to know this woman who she didn't know through the things she left behind. She's helped in that process through her aunt's neighbor named Beatrice, who's the executrix of the estate. And so it's really about these two women from two very different vantage points coming together through this dead person that they share on some level. This story is loosely based on real events from my own life. The house that I live in with my husband, Cameron McKenzie, and our son belonged to my aunt. And after she committed suicide, I inherited her house. And I did know her, in real life I did know this woman, but it's interesting to sort of piece together the different identities that you don't know about a person through the trail of things they leave behind. And so it's an immensely personal show. It sounds heavy, but it's actually, there's a lot of laughter in it because, of course, you got to balance out the darkness with the light. There's a lot of truth to the show, but of course, obviously, a lot of theatricality and fiction as well.
And a stack of cards written to my mother. Filled in but never sent.
Loneliness and isolation are huge issues in our city. We talk about it a lot at ZZ. The Vancouver Foundation, when they did sort of a survey of the health and safety of Vancouverites, the #1 concern that they came back with was they're concerned about being lonely and about being isolated and not having a way to talk to each other. I think a lot of the secrets that we carry as people, and specifically as queer people, there are remnants of those in the things around us. And so I know, I mean, I have people in my life who definitely have that emergency contact who knows that if this person is to pass for any reason, that they are to go into their apartment and collect certain things before family or whoever else arrives. And so that definitely does tie into the show. It's talked about in the show, about those things that we don't necessarily want the world to know about us. There's something beautiful about the secrets that we're allowed to keep.
You can catch Dead People's Things until May 5th here at Studio 16. For Outlook TV, this is Ollie in Vancouver.
I feel like Sister Fancy Pants gets to have all the fun. She got to go to Illuminate, Rubbout 2019.
And that's not all. She also got to meet Mr. International Rubber there, and San Francisco's Mr. Rubber. So there's just an abundance of rubber in this event. So let's check it out.
We're at Rubbout 2019. It's a weekend that's full of rubber and rubber aficionados, full of events and workshops. Let's go find out more about this event.
Okay. Oh, you got a number 2.
This is the first year we're doing a convention format. So the hotel is actually the base of operations. We have most of the events happening in the hotel. For the first time, the Puppy Bowl is here, the Kink Market, the Swap Meet. We're bringing it all together. We still use the outside venues though for when we want to get a little bit more risque and friendly, you know.
And you realize you're just literally creating a situation where the rope...
What type of workshops do you have?
The first one I just attended was community building. And currently we're doing a rope bondage workshop. And later today we have one on rubber repair.
It's just one of those events where you get to just be. You know, you get to show up and, you know, even as we've grown, I think we've done a really good job of focusing on the personal interaction. That's what people talk about. They talk about the Friday social. They talk about the Puppy Bowl that happens. It's fun. It's not too stodgy. It's just a lot of fun. I came to Rubbout specifically because Rubbout is the longest running latex rubber fetish event in North America, and so it's an important event for all of North America. And we also came here, I represent San Francisco Bay Area Rubber.
How did you get into this community?
A little bit by accident. You know, I've had kind of 2 BDSM awakenings, but my most recent one was in 2014. And then I just happened to be shopping for some neoprene gear in Florida, and I saw the rack of latex. And I put it on, and it gave me a feeling that was different than anything else I had ever worn. And also, when I looked in the mirror, I felt a higher sense of body positive self-esteem. And so that's actually one of the things that I'm trying to share with other people is, you know, let them try on latex, everything from extra small to 4XL, and that way nobody's left out, nobody doesn't have a toy to play with.
You make puppy masks?
Yeah, so obviously in the leather community there's like pup play and stuff like that, and you look online and you can sort of see lots of different designs, but what's kind of missing is the kind of handmade. So I take a fair bit of time to like finish the edges so they're nice and smooth and clean, and will be very comfortable whenever they touch the skin.
And this is Sister Fancy Pants at Rubbout 2019 for Outlook TV.
That's all the time we have for this episode of Outlook TV, but we'll be back before you know it.
And in the meantime, you can jump on that internet and check us out on all the social medias, be it Facebook, Twitter, Grindr, Insta, Grindr, whatever they call it. Shoot us an email if you want to volunteer with us as well at Outlook TV.
We would love to have you.
Mm-hmm.
And thanks so much for joining us. I'm Rebecca Wyman.
And I'm Robert Mackay.
Stay fabulous, Canada.